All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. Let me pop on the screen here. Okay, there I am. Excellent. Good to see everybody here. Thanks for tuning in. We are now live on the Velocity channel on YouTube. And today we are going to be diving into business credit, but I wanted to let everybody know that we have a business credit masterclass that's taking place tomorrow, Friday, April 17th, 7 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. And so what we're going to be doing over those 2.5 hours, this is a training that's going to be brought to you by myself, Ray Fleming, Joseph Smith of the Wise Guys and Ties, and also Mr. CJ Wallace of the Velocity channel. The three of us are going to be at the same location, different cameras, but we are going to be bringing you literally a step-by-step process from day one to $50,000 and how you can actually get there with your business. And the other great thing is we're already going to go ahead and open it up, because one thing that we're going to do there for you folks attending that, you get a free business credit guide. All you have to do is text credit to 602-497-2257. Now, what's cool about this is during this business credit masterclass, we are going to be giving away a Samsung Galaxy Tablet A. This is about an 8-inch brand new. And yeah, just really one lucky person for attending is going to receive that. We also got some other giveaways that, you might just have to tune in to find out. But the folks that do attend this training, not only are you going to get a free class on how to build your business credit, from everything from foundational steps all the way up to building of accounts, and there may even be some accounts that we give away as far as underwriting guidelines, but you'll just have to tune in to see. But one lucky person will be walking away with the Samsung Galaxy. Then and you can only win if you're actually present. So we'll be live on the Velocity channel on YouTube. We'll also be live on Zoom, and we will be sending out a text to everybody for the Zoom link. So you can, if you text credit to 602-497-2257, we'll make sure to get you that link right before we go live. All right, and let's dive into what we are talking about today. I'm going to go ahead and close this down. Oh, I'm going to close that down too. We're diving into some more aspects on how to build business credit. We had been going through step 1 in our business credit builder of the business credibility. This is all about the foundational steps. And a lot of this is what we're going to dive into over tomorrow night as well. We're going to go into each of these steps in depth. Now, what we were going to talk about today is your business license. That's what we have been covering over the last few weeks. We are now going to dive into business license, and you may not understand and you may not just know that some businesses actually require licenses for the city, for the county, for the state that you're in, even though requires some type of licensing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, if you're a general contractor, yeah, there's a license that you need, but there's also sometimes a business license that is required to actually do business in that state or that city, wherever you're doing business. Some counties, even though you could be doing business in 2 different counties, they could be 2 different fees and 2 All right, there we are. We are back. I apologize for that, guys. We had some type of glitch there. Okay. All right, let's resume that. Okay, now we're back up and running. Excellent. Let's just make sure that everything looks good now. Had a little internet technical difficulty. All right, but we are back. So we're diving into business licensing. So every state and county within the United States has different licensing requirements. Make sure that you have all those required licenses. Now, where could you go to actually search for this? Well, in our system, we kind of have it here, but I'm going to show you that at the SBA's guide for launching your business, you can actually search federal licenses and permits. And you can also, let's open that up. Let's take a look at what this is. So agriculture, alcoholic beverages, firearms, there's a, I guess mining, drilling, nuclear energy, you would kind of expect those things. Commercial fisheries, you would expect those. And so what about if you're a smaller business? Well, let's look at like the state licensing. And you can find that here on the state licensing and permits on the sba.gov. And let's dive in here. Let's see here. I know that it's around here somewhere. Business locations. So research the best place. Actually, nope, that's not where I want to go. I want to go back here. So the license and permits you need from the state, county, or city will depend on your business activities and your business location. Your business license fees will also vary. States tend to regulate a broader range of activities than the federal government. For example, business activities that are commonly regulated locally include auctions, construction, dry cleaning, farming, plumbing, restaurants, retail, vending machines. Some licenses and permits expire after a set period of time. So usually licenses are maybe 1 to 5 years. That's typically the length of time that you can purchase license for. And keep a close track on when you will need to renew them. It's often easier to renew it than it is to apply for a new one. So many times, let's say you have I used to have a kettle corn business. And so even though it was a mobile business, I still needed to be approved by the health department, but then I also needed a business license as well for that. And what they wanted to know is how I'm going to be setting up, even though it's mobile, setting up at events, carnivals, farmers markets, things like that. They wanted to know the layout. They wanted to know and actually come and inspect the way that it was going to be set up, just making sure that it met the basic requirements. And then also I had my license posted there for when I was doing business. Now the licensing fee was about $50 a year, not very much, but if I wanted to do certain events, they had separate licenses for certain events. They also had the food and health department had their own licensing and fees. And so after a year or so, I ended up paying about $1,500 in fees. But on the flip side, they could literally shut you down if maybe one time you get a warning or a fine, but then if you're caught, multiple times, they could literally shut you down. So it's one of those things you just want to be careful about and make sure that you have the licensing that is required. Oops. Let's get back here to our business credit builder. Now, some other things here. There is City Applications. This is a site that I am not affiliated with, but we have used with some success. So you can go over here and you see, so just cityapplications.com. Now, the reason that we like City Applications is it's pretty comprehensive and its fees are very, very inexpensive for the amount of information that they provide. So you can click here and dive into business licenses. Once again, that's cityapplications.com. And then if you go through here, you can really tune into any state. Now, since I'm in Arizona, let's go take a look at Arizona and see what that looks like. Well, it's going to give you some explanations of, do you need license in Arizona? What is the transaction privilege tags? How many licenses do you need? And it really starts to answer a lot of these questions. And then, of course, you can look at the city. So if I'm looking at Tucson, then it will be like, hey, are you planning to open a business in Tucson? And it really dives in deep. And then also, if you need any license, see, it says here, hey, if you need more information, why don't you go to the city of Tucson? And then I can plug in here. And so business license and tax information for the city. Right now, obviously, because of the current events of COVID, it's kind of shutting down some things, and the procedures are changed, but you can still leave voicemails. And most county city websites are pretty much up to date now. Some of the outlying cities, the smaller towns, they need to catch up. But for the most part, right now, ever since new events have taken place, it's really allowed for companies and cities and counties to really get on the ball and putting everything online. So that's where you're really going to want to go to dive into the details of if what you're doing requires some type of licensing. Now, the reason that I am stressing the fact of, hey, do you have a business license? All businesses, actually, I would say about 80% of businesses out there require some type of permit license of some sort. Now, the next question is, who is that licensing actually with? And can that affect your business credit? Because that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about the fundability, we're talking about lendability of your business. And yes, it can. And it will. One of the common things that happens is when you have a license for either yourself or your business, when you move or you change locations or they expire, not keeping a license current and up to date is one of the biggest reasons that lenders actually create these denials. And since it is all public information, when you are applying for accounts, their algorithms going through the check system and Dun and Bradstreet, they will run these checks to see if licenses are in place. Now, this happens literally within seconds, and this goes to their credit department. When you get denied, the lenders are not going to tell you that it's because you did not have the proper business license. What they're going to say is lack of time in business or insufficient business credit history. They're going to use one of their generic responses. And so this is where it really comes into following these foundational steps, going through each one. It is tedious, but is it worth it? I always stress the fact that it is. Going through the process of making sure your business is set up the right way from the beginning not only is going to help you get funding, but it protects you on all sorts of fronts that your business could be facing. Let's say that, hey, you're doing business and you run into a situation where somebody wants to sue you. Is that possible? Do things happen? Do good things happen to good people? I mean, do bad things happen to good people? Do good people get lawsuits that are false? Once you start having success in the world, I'm just going to be honest, you become a target. There are people out there who, let's say that you have a little fender bender. If you're driving a business vehicle versus your personal vehicle, that's going to change somebody's mentality versus, ooh, this is a business, I can get more money. Now, I'm not saying everybody's that way, but do you want to gamble? And so there's certain things that we put into place. There's protections we put in place. If you don't have license, that could be something that comes up in court. An attorney could say, hey, these people were illegally operating. Not only could they shut down your business, but then all of a sudden you start having a character issue in the court of law. You're not a bad person. You're like, hey, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you saying that I'm a bad person? Why are you saying there's these character issues with me? All I did was not get the license required. And they're like, oh, so you're illegally doing business. I just want these things that we do. It's not just building business credit, guys. This is, and gals, this is setting up businesses the right way. And when you set up businesses the right way, lenders want to lend to you. We talk about, hey, this is all about building business credit. But what does credit mean? Credibility. Your business needs to be credible. And as you are being credible, you are building the credit, not just with lenders, not just with financial accounts. You are building credit with people. when we talk about, email address and websites and things like that, yes, the lenders are looking for those. But who else is? Your clients. Your clients. I mean, I'm sure I got some business cards around here that maybe I could find some. I bet you if I just pull one out, I'm going to put somebody in trouble. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got lots of business cards from just random folks from all over the years. See, this is this guy is awesome. I'm going to tell him because he did an excellent job. Key Productions. It's here in Tucson, Arizona. So Mike Overstreet, giving you a shout out. You did amazing video work for us. But Mike already had it down, and so if we look at this closer, let's see if we can pop on the light. I gotta get you some light here, guys, so you can see. But so Mike, I'm going to show you his business card, and I'm going to talk about how this is important. Okay, so Mike, Key Productions, you can see his phone number there. Mike at keyproductionstv.com. He has, some little awards there, and he's got his address, he's got his website, he's got his licensing on there. He's putting it all on there right out the bat. If you got these certifications, if you have anything like that, this is your opportunity to show. Mike also demonstrated excellent business skills when we worked with him, and I would definitely recommend him to somebody. That's why I still have his business card. And it's thick, it's nice, and he did a good job of that. Now, I'm trying to think. I don't usually keep business cards from people that I end up not wanting to use, but most of these folks, for the most part, are okay. So, not gonna. Well, so this is a smaller business, but they have a professional looking card, but it as at gmail.com. And the only number on there is their cell phone number, and they have a P.O. box. Okay, not a problem, but I know for a fact, because I've been working with them, helping them get set up, that's just, they have had this literally, he's an independent loan broker, didn't even have a website. He was using Facebook, which there's nothing wrong with Facebook, but he's also wanting to branch out and start a real estate business. And then so he just basically said, hey, I'm going to do everything I did before with my other business and start this real estate business, and then just use a Gmail account, use Facebook, which there's nothing wrong with using Facebook, except for none of the information on Facebook matched. So when we talk about all these foundational steps about business licensing, the address that you're going to use on that business license, it needs to be a good business address. The phone number on the business license needs to be a good phone number. The email address on that license needs to be a good email address. These items that we have you set up, we have you set up a good email address, we have you set up good phone numbers. They don't just get used one time. These are on all the documentation, and it carries through. And once you start diving in deep, you're like, wow, that's a lot of work, Ray. Well, is it? Let's say it takes you a month, 1 month, to get all this stuff piled up. And that's not going to take you 40 hours a week to work on this. Sometimes it takes you an hour here or there, and then you have to wait to hear a response back. But let's say it takes you a month to get everything situated and squared away. Is that worth accessing, $50,000 in lending? Is that worth accessing 150,000 over the next year or 2 years? I strongly would agree that it is. We have to look at, the investment of time, the investment in knowledge. Is it worth the payout? I've worked many times in my life where I've, traded my time for $7 an hour. I was working at a job and getting paid $7 an hour. I mean, this was like 15 years ago, but actually it's probably closer to 18 years now, when I was really getting into the work field for the first time. At that time, I busted my butt for $7 an hour. Now I start to think about, okay, how can I invest my time for the 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and start to have that pay me in the next 6 months? What can I do today that will pay me tomorrow? And that's what I want you guys to start thinking about, and building a business wrapped around something that you love, something that you enjoy. when you do that, it's not work. And this is the beautiful thing too about building a business is you don't have to go any faster than you want to. I meet a lot of folks that, they want to start a business and they want to be a millionaire within 2 months. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen. Um, maybe, maybe on your fifth, 10th, 20th business of some sort, maybe, there are people that get lucky out there, not going to lie. But the, the 0.001% that actually got lucky, all the other folks, it took them years of failing, years of starting businesses and failing, starting businesses, and maybe that just kind of fizzles out, or we don't really do much with it. But you learn a little bit more each time. That is what our business credit builder system is. This is years of our failures. This is years of our screwing up. This is years of trying to figure it out. I mean, I think I'm on my 14th business now from when I first started. There's been eBay businesses. We mentioned kettle corn landscaping, but each time, you learn a little bit more. Now that I have myself in a network of folks who are other business like-minded individuals, and I'm so grateful that you're here on the Velocity channel because you're really getting plugged into, um, you know, being able to tap into other business owners' knowledge and wisdom. And so as you continue to plug into the Velocity channel, as you continue to plug into the Wise Guys and Tides, it starts to just rub off on you. Maybe I'm hoping that somebody out there did not know how important business license was. And maybe just because my hope by doing this, and I know this is Joseph's hope as well, is that not only do you go out there and build a business that's going to succeed, but you go and do it, and do it the right way and do it safely, because I have built businesses the wrong way, and they fizzled out. They didn't work. I had this landscaping business that I had built, and when it came time for me to shift directions and move into real estate, I wanted to sell it, but I didn't have anything to actually sell. What it ended up doing is I sold off some of the equipment, the trailers, but I didn't actually have a business that I could sell. I basically referred my clients to other people and tried to, get a little marketing referral fee that way. But if I had built a business and I built a client base, and that it would be something that I could actually sell, but did I do that with the kettle corn? Yes. See, with the kettle corn, I had put that all together. I had a business. I had the business plan. I had already had to file all those documents with the city, with the county. And then I had the logo. And then I did a little bit more. I had the website. I had the email addresses. And we did it in a way that it wasn't attached to me personally, as far as with my social security number, no debt was involved in that. And so when that came time to sell, the equipment that I sold was maybe worth $2,000. But since it was a business and it was packaged, it was, I ended up selling it for closer to $6,000 just because of the package that it was put in. Hey, it was turnkey. Here's not only the equipment, but you already have a logo, you already have a name, you already have all the documents ready that you can just go down and turn the key onto you. And so that's what somebody is looking for. And I also want you to think about that too, because as you start your business and this is something you're passionate about now, life happens, life changes. You're like me. Hey, I was really enthusiastic about digging holes and planting plants. But then after a few years of that, your back starts hurting and you're getting tired of fixing coolers and doing different things like that. And then you're like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. But don't let those other years go by where somebody else, I've been talking to other folks right now, since now they're looking for a side hustle because of what's happened with, layoffs in the current state of the economy. They're like, hey, yeah, I want to start a little landscaping business. Fantastic. That's what I did when I first got laid off back in 2012. I started a little landscaping business. And so as we do these things, and
Daddy, I want,
hey, buddy, I'll help you. All right. So that's the cool thing about working from home is, we have little children that, pop in and they want to visit. Oh, well, anyway, you got to be flexible too as a business owner. Well, things happen, but you have to be flexible. So here's my iron in the back right there. Now, hey, look, there's my wife. Look at this. It's like we're looking through like a time portal. All right. So, how cool is that, guys? As we are business owners, as we are entrepreneurs, as we get to do these things from home now because of the COVID-19 effect, we're learning to adapt. You got to be able to adapt and go with the flow of things. But this brings up a very, very good point. You guys have no idea that I was working from home. You had no idea that I was actually in my laundry room. I got this green screen set up, and then I got the lights and I got the fancy projector, but I'm at my desktop. I'm literally in my little home office. And being able to do this is what's so amazing right now. And what's also really cool is that's what we build business credit for. Because when you're just a little guy, when you're working out of your home, you're in a little startup business. You're not at an office. We do have offices. I just don't feel like driving 30 minutes to go to the office today. So when we do these things, this is what we're doing. We are presenting ourselves in a way that we put off a certain image, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow night. We're going to talk about how do you present your business in the best light? How do you show up in front of that green screen? How do you show up with your business looking completely professional, looking like a big giant, but when you're just starting out? And so lenders, when they look at two different businesses, they'll look at one that is just there. We just set this business up. And then they look at your business. Your business has put in the effort. Yeah, are you a little home-based business, but you started to do some investment. You have your, for example, just to pair it to the parallel of this webinar, you've gotten the little green screen, you got the lighting, you're putting the effort in. That's the similar thing that the lenders want to see. They want to see that you have gotten your email address, they've gotten the phone number. And when they look at you from a distance, they're going to be able to see that, hey, this business versus your business, when you look better on paper, when you look better on Google searches, when you look better on official documentation, you are going to get the money. That's what we're doing, folks. That's what we're talking about today. And we're talking about tomorrow. And for the rest of you that just hopped on a little late, I want to make sure that we tap into, well, actually not what is business credit. That's something we're going to talk about tomorrow. But I want you guys to understand that tomorrow night on Friday, April 17th, mark your calendar. We have from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it's going to be later for you East Coast folks, but it's Friday night. Come on. This is going to be, date night. Grab some popcorn, sit with your significant other, your dog, your cat, your goldfish. I mean, sit with whoever and learn. Learn about how to start your business, learn how to thrive right now, because what's happening right now, it is not going to go back. Things are not going to change. And what has happened is one of those things that in 20 years, we're going to look at those huge pivotal moments. The internet changed everything. There was folks when the internet first came out, they said, oh, the internet's just a fad. Social media right now, oh, it's just a fad. Social media is just the current state of the internet. YouTube's just the current state of the internet. What is tomorrow going to be? With so many folks now working from home, businesses are going to realize, hey, we can cut costs. We can have people work from home under their own dime to function in their own office. But this is where it's going to change. When you understand that this home office is a tax deduction. Your cell phone is a tax deduction. Hey,
I needed you know, what about food? What about hey, what about computer paper? A business deduction. So things that you're already going to buy, use it to build your business credit. That's exactly what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. Business credit masterclass. Um, go ahead and get a free ebook on how to build your business credit. And you get that by texting 602 497 2257. Let me get myself off. Or actually, can you see that? Let's make sure that you can see that. Shift this over a little bit. Whoop. Let me see. Display capture. Perfect. Okay. So there on the screen, text credit to 602 497 2257 because tomorrow night, now you have to be present to win. But we're going to be giving away a brand new Galaxy Samsung tablet, you know, just for showing up. We're also going to be doing a lot of other giveaways. I know for sure we're at least going to give away one of these books. Business Credit, Entrepreneur's Guide to Building Business Credit. And since this has, you know, underwriting guidelines in it for 30 accounts, we have a special that's going off on that. Somebody's going to be walking away with a autographed signature copy that includes, you know, CJ Wallace as well. That'll be really exciting and special. I mean, we got a lot of giveaways. I know that there's going to be some there's going to be another aspect on how some folks can get some Visa cash credit card or gift cards, some $200 Visa gift cards. Man, there's a lot of exciting stuff that's going to be happening tomorrow night. And we just figured since everybody's at home, we're going to make this fun. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. We're going to give away some really awesome opportunities to get working with us. And at the same time, we're just going to go through the entire process of how you start from day one to infinity on how to build your business, finance your credibility. But folks, I have used up my time for today. I want to thank you all for being here. Mark your calendars, get into the text system because that way you will get the link and the notification when we're going live. We're going live right here on the Velocity channel tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't miss it. Other than that, I wish you all an amazing Thursday. Good evening, good afternoon, and God bless.